Kris Jenner, the matriarch of the Kardashian family, has been the new face of a shady for-profit college in New York that has been rebranded as Legacy Business School. Now, I say rebranded because the same people behind a school known as the European School of Economics are the individuals behind Legacy Business School. Now, I'm going to give you the history of the European School of Economics and why it's shady. But before I do so, look at this unbearable ad that features Kris Jenner as the new face of this for-profit college.
Ambition is what drives us. Passion is what keeps us up at night. The impact we want to make, now that's what guides us towards success. Your future is waiting. What is your legacy?
Now, if you happen to go to the school, your legacy is student loan debt for a certificate that means absolutely nothing. This is not an accredited college, not an accredited school. Your credits or your units or whatever you get at this school will not be transferred to an actual legitimate college, and the price tag for it is $105,360 a year. A year, okay? I'm so disgusted by the story and so outraged by it. But once you get the history of it, I mean, you're going to be just as outraged as I am.
Just to add to that ad you just saw, Kris Jenner also said, as someone who always expects the best, I was drawn to Alessandro's concept of a white glove business school offering the finest amenities with luxuries that you'd expect from a school created for the global elite. She doesn't say global elite as like, hey, that's a problem. She's like, yes.
She's proud of it.
She's like, I'm part of the global elite. I do declare. And wouldn't you like to be part of the global elite? Instead, they're taking $105,000 a year from these saps who are not going to be part of the global elite. They're going to have a useless units from a useless non-school.
It's so much worse than that. And look, at first, I thought, yeah, these people are saps. They're getting scammed. They're not doing their due diligence. I'm not saying that they deserve to be scammed, but don't for a second think that they're targeting U.S. students. What they do is they target foreign students who don't know the education system in the U.S. And so they think that this is a legitimate college and they think they can transfer their units to a legitimate school, but that's not the case. Now, here's how they lure people in. They lure people in by promising them connections to tremendously famous, wealthy people. So for instance, the first 100 students accepted and enrolled will get a chance to sit down for an exclusive dinner with the school's public face and chairman of the board, Kris Jenner. By the way, if you're getting your education at an institution that has Kris Jenner as the chairman of the board, you're going to get a shitty education, right? That should be red flag number one. But what they do is they tell students, hey, every year we have this gala, and you get to sip champagne and wear a fancy dress or a suit, and you get to rub shoulders with or elbows with all these wealthy people. And it does lure students in. And then they realize what the price tag is, and they freak out and say, hey, I can't afford that. And what the recruiters do is they contact the students and tell them, oh, don't worry, we're going to give you a huge discount because you're such a great student. We really want you to come in. 65% discount. You'll only have to pay $35,000, $40,000 a year, similar to what you'd pay at USC. And students think, okay, cool, and they'll start their education there, and then the following year, they don't get that discount. So they'll try to transfer to a different school, and they're unable to do it because those credits mean nothing. That's not even credit, to be real with you.
They're like, you're trying to explain to a real school. No, but you don't understand. I attended a gala with the head of the Kardashian family. And the real schools are like, yeah, it's not a real degree, and those are not real credits. Sorry. So then you just wasted all that money.
So the Daily Beast did an excellent job investigating the European School of Economics. I want to give them a lot of credit about this because I didn't know about what was happening until I read about their investigation. But the European School of Economics is really the institution behind this rebrand of Legacy Business School, right? And according to that Daily Beast investigation, they revealed claims that the New York State Education Department indicated that the school is actually the rebranded European School of Economics, a for-profit organization that has been sued a dozen times in the U.S. alone since 2006 for failing to make good on their debts, and one that the department has been trying for years to stop from operating without legal approval. So basically what the European School of Economics was doing is they were advertising their institution as a legitimate school that gives students diplomas and degrees, right? and they didn't go through the necessary paperwork with the state of New York in order to operate there. And they were straight up lying to their students. So, this board, this, regulatory or organization in Florida, in New York, started going after them and sent them cease and desist letters, told them that they needed to stop advertising, and they just wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. And so the Daily Beast asked, hey, why aren't you guys shuttering the school? And essentially, the New York State Education Department said, the only thing that we can do is revoke any license that they have if they're participating in legal or illegal behavior. However, in terms of shutting it down, well, that's up to law enforcement, okay? And they said that they contacted the right officials in order to close or shut down the school, but then Daily Beast went and talked to law enforcement, and they said, we have no records of that.
Yeah. So, and they say European School of Economics, that the one that's been sued a dozen times. I don't know what you're talking about. No, this is a new school. It's got the word legacy in the title. Legacy, quote, shares a phone number, address, and CEO with the European School of Economics. Of course, it's the same thing. It's the same exact people in the same exact place with the same exact phone numbers. They barely tried to conceal it. They wouldn't even get a burner phone, dude. Get a new phone number. They wouldn't even get a new phone number. Of course, the same people. And where is this school located? In Trump Tower.
Yeah.
Of course.
They give students free food, and that's another way that they lure them in. And essentially what they do is any student who gets hungry can just phone into their secretary, and the secretary will order food for them free of charge, right? So there are like these little perks that they use to kind of recruit the students, but then they end up spending tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, on this fake program, this scam, and it's disgusting. So one other thing that I wanted to mention is the fact that they are facing serious problems when it comes to paying their debts. So between 2006 and 2012, the European School of Economics racked up hundreds of thousands of dollars in debts from judgments and tax liens. Judgments in New York State include $88,930 to a marketing agency, $4,336 to a florist, $3,528 to a limousine company, $16,576 to educational services company Cengage Learning, and $7,071 to a digital production company. I should also note that a lot of the educators there have not been paid, and they've sued the institution in order to, get their money and, interest that might have occurred or whatever, and they haven't. Even if they've won the settlements, they haven't gotten the money yet.
What's interesting is how brazen the incredibly wealthy are in this country, right? So, if you don't pay any of your bills, what do they yell at you, right? The Republican Party will come out there and go, deadbeat, especially if you don't pay the government, you should be put in jail and all this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, why are we paying for you? You should be paying for. But when Kris Jenner is associated with this organization, and they don't pay any of their bills. They don't pay any of the vendors that they use. They don't pay the teachers.
Yeah.
They don't give you a real degree. They just take all your money for almost nothing, right? Scot-free. What? We can't touch them because they're rich. Look at Trump. He ran Trump University. Total scam. Sued over and over again as well. Not a real degree. Trump went bankrupt 4 times. Said, yeah, of course, I'm rich. So I don't have to pay my creditors.
They're above the law.
Yeah.
They really are.
If you're a regular guy and you got a loan for your house or your car or you got your credit cards, they will crush you, man. Mm-hmm. You got student debt. You cannot declare bankruptcy. You're an indentured servant for life, okay? But if you're Donald Trump, you're Kris Jenner, who cares? I'll scam all the people that I want. I'll collect all the money and I won't pay any of it to anybody that I work with. I'm above the law. I'm rich in America. It's sickening.